Hello, dreamers, doers, believers, and achievers. I'm Dwayne Chig, and this is the Encouragement Show. This is the place where we talk about your passions, products, and your possibilities. And those of you that follow me regularly, we talk to authors, artists, entrepreneurs, and tonight this is a Thursday, we would normally talk to pastors, but I decided I wanted to switch it up. And so I wanted to talk to pastors' wives. So I called some of my family and friends, and so they're here to talk to you about pastors' wives. We have Miss Trudy Clay from the Greater Fellowship Christian Church in Las Vegas, Nevada. How are you, Miss Trudy?
I am wonderful. Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad. You were on my show before, and I told her that I can't have her on anymore, because if I do, I'm going to have to start paying her. Great guest. Where we did a show about music, church music, and the theme was church music. Is it too funky in here?
And that was a good show.
Yeah, so we did that. And those of you watching, you can catch it on YouTube. And also we have from Church One in Long Beach, co-pastor Kimberly Irvin. How are you doing today?
I'm well tonight, sir.
Thank you so much for being with us. And from Wayne, from Wayne, Michigan, from the Bethlehem Temple of Praise, Minister Carmela Richardson. How are you today?
I'm good, thank you.
I am so glad. And we have another First Lady coming in. She'll be coming in shortly. But I want to say thank you to all of you for being with us tonight, because I think this is going to be a great show. As I said, I normally talk to pastors, but I wanted to flip it up just a little bit to get maybe just the other side, if you will. And so to all of our viewers, we thank you for being with us. As I said, this is the EncourageMINT Show. And I was talking to someone the other day at a book signing, and they asked me, what did encouragement? What does that mean? And so those of you who followed me or read any of my books or seen my show or my videos, you know that I have the EncourageMINT, M-I-N-T. And I tell people sometimes you need a breath mint and sometimes you need an encouragement. And a breath mint freshen your breath. A breath mint takes away all the negativity in your mouth. And an encouragement will do the same thing, give you a fresh attitude. So that's why I call my show, my Facebook page, and my books EncourageMINT. So just so people understand, and this dude got a doctorate and he don't know how to spell, huh? So the understanding of what that is. And so our show tonight, we're going to do some things tonight. I want to talk to these first ladies and help some other ones, help some other people who are pastors' wives, because we have a lot of times people are, they're pastors' wives and things happen. And sometimes, I just want to help people. That's what our show is about, encouraging people, pushing people. Someone once called me a dream pusher. And so that's what I do.
That's good.
Miss Shelley, is that you? I don't see your picture, so you can come in whenever you feel like coming in. So there you are. Hello, Miss Shelley. How are you? I can't hear you. Unmute your mic. I can't hear you.
Okay, I said, I'm sorry. I was waiting in the waiting room and I was like, why isn't it on?
Oh, I didn't see you.
I'm just, not too savvy.
That's quite all right. That's quite all right. And so Miss Shelley Oden of the Tridestone Missionary Baptist Church in Carson, California. How are you today?
I'm great. Thank you.
I am so thankful for all of you being here with us tonight. So we want to talk. We want to talk to help people. We want to talk. But what's the first thing I want to do? I want to ask each of you, just tell me a little something about your church, or one thing that your church is known for. And we're going to jump right into the deep end. Those of you that know me know our two things that I've never been accused of is patience or diplomacy. And so And so we're gonna jump right in the deep end. So we're gonna start with Miss Carmela. Tell us something about your church.
Well, what is our church known for? Wow. Well, as you you know, Dr. Shig, my husband is a singer and a musician.
Yes.
So maybe him singing and playing and of course the preaching. I think the preaching and him singing. I think that's what we're known for.
Okay. Awesome singer, awesome organist too, awesome musician. And he's a nice guy too. So co-pastor, Church One. I'm a little prejudiced, but I'm gonna try to be a good host. So I'm prejudiced there.
Yes.
All right. So,
I would say that our church is known for definitely the preaching and teaching. Also known for marriage ministry and music and arts.
okay. And Lady Trudy Clay, you are the newest member of this First Lady Club, and so let's know something about your church.
Well, my pastor's well known because he's a native of Los Angeles, so he is known there. And here in Vegas, he's I think we had a couple come from the Netherlands to visit our church.
Wow.
And they were here 3 weeks, and they said that your church is just loving and gives hugs. So our church is known for the church that gives hugs, but now we're at home, so we're giving virtual hugs.
Okay.
So as well, singing and just a family fellowship church.
Great. And Miss Shelley, this young lady, is hard to believe, this young lady has known me since I was like 17, 18 years old. And
you and Cheryl found each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Tridestone, we came out of the same church, Calvary Baptist Church.
Yeah.
So tell us something about Tridestone. What is it known for?
Well, Tridestone is known for being unconventional, non-traditional.
Yes.
You know, we come straight from the Bible. And one thing, we're not real locked down into tradition. You know, Dr. Shig, we came from Calvary Baptist Church, and Calvary, I love Calvary too. You know, we all from there, but a very traditional church.
Okay.
And we at the time we grew up there, we loved it there. But once my husband started pastoring at Tridestone, it was like the traditions went out the door. I mean, it's like, okay, if this is not, why are we doing this? You know, why do we do this? What's the purpose? What's the point? You know, and we just come real from the word.
Great. There is someone named Tyra Hughley.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. She's trying to watch the show. She's into the wrong. She went to the wrong link. So tell her to go to the other link, Your EncourageMINT.
Yeah.
If I bring her in here, she's going to be a guest, and I'm going to ask her questions. And I don't think.
And her husband is the assistant pastor of our church. So
tell her to go to Your EncourageMINT on Facebook. That's my Facebook page, Your EncourageMINT. Tell her to go there. Okay, I want to jump right in. And if any of our viewers have any questions, if you're watching on the Your EncourageMINT Facebook page, you have any questions, put them in the comment section, and we'll ask our ladies. I want to jump right in here. I want to ask each of you, what myth about pastors or pastors' wives would you like to dispel? You're going to have your opportunity right here because I'm quite sure there's a lot of, well, I know I'm, former pastor myself, so want to dispel some myths about pastors or pastors' wives. So I want to start with the neophyte, Lady Trudy Clay. Is there in your short time of being there?
I would say I know there's one thing that they think, maybe that the first lady is mean, or she thinks she's higher than anybody else in the church, so she's supposed to be worshipped and all that other stuff. But I think that was days of old. I don't think that's still the same as of today, because I think like myself, I'm more personable. I get involved. And I think that's what a lot of the first ladies that I've encountered are more involved in ministry and hands-on and want to be a people person, not just worshipped or idolized as the first lady and sit, on the first pew and with her hat on and, look cute.
Okay. All right. We're grateful to all who are watching. And again, you can If you have any questions, you can put them in the comment section. And so we're going to go next to Carmela Richardson. Let me know, is there a particular myth about pastors or pastors' wives that you like to dispel at this time?
Well, I think that probably that the pastor's wife, or the pastor's husband, because the pastor could be a man. I mean, the pastor's wife, the pastor could be a female and the wife could be a husband, is always on top of the mountain, and nothing's ever wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that that's not true. But I'm not so sure that the saints know. I think that there is an expectation, at least I know there was at one of the churches we pastored, for me to always be smiling. In fact, I came into a service and I wasn't mad at Jeff or anything. It was something going on. I can't remember. Anyway, the officer said to me, "Why you ain't smiling?" I said, "Because I don't feel like smiling. That's all."
Okay.
That's why. You don't smile all the time either.
Right.
And so he looked at me very quizzically, I'll say. And that was kind of like the end of the conversation. But there is an expectation for, I think, for us to always be on top of the mountain no matter what.
Wow.
And that's not life. That's just not real.
Right, right. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, First Lady Odin, same question. And then I'm going to go to Co-Pastor Kim, same question. What myth about pastors' wives would you like to dispel?
Well, I think that the expectation is, like, especially when you're new, they want to know what your hidden talent is.
Okay.
You know, can you sing or can you play the piano? No. Well, can you do this? No. So, you know, with all the myths, the hats too. You know, I used to be into hats big time too.
Yeah.
You know, that was just a different era. You know, I don't wear hats that much now, but they kind of expect certain things, and you just be who you are. You know, I don't sing. All my kids are musical. They play instruments. They sing. You know,
all of them. Powerful.
they do all of that, and I don't. They got it from my husband. But yeah, they want to know what the First Lady, what you can do. You know, can you sing? You know, can you lead a song, or you play the piano, or you know. So I don't. I just made it my priority to take care of my family and my husband. Okay. Like that's first priority right there. Right. And the other things just fall in line when that is established there at your church, and they know you love your family, you take care of your husband and your kids, you know, and then the ministries that you support, the ministries around the church. It's, you know, that's about all that you have to do, really, you know. But well, that's all, you know. I had to do. Tri-Stone is easy to love. They, you know, they really made it easy. Not at the beginning, but
maybe we'll come back around to that one.
Yeah, we're gonna come back around to that. Yeah, but yeah, that's another story.
Same question, Co-Pastor, you know.
A myth. Okay, so I think another myth that may be out there is that the pastors' wives are gossips. I've heard people say that they don't trust the pastor's wife because she talks too much or she shares people's information. And I don't think that's true of all first ladies, that we are gossips and all we do is gossip, talk on the phone, and, you know, tell people's business. We have too much business of our own, honestly, to be handling.
Right.
You know, rather than talking about other people's business. So that's, I mean, and I could just take you back just a bit, because I think at one time I even kind of believed that myth. Years ago, my mother-in-law was part of a Ministers' Wives Association, and she, you know, wanted me to be a part of it. We were just young in ministry at that time, and I never wanted to be in it because I don't even know where I got it from, but my impression was that all they're doing is sitting around talking about people, gossiping.
Right.
And then I heard that from other people too. And that's really not true. We have a lot to do.
Oh, yeah, I do know that. Next question, and someone asked this question, and it was, as a matter of fact, one of the questions that I was going to ask. How important is it to maintain your own individuality, and how do you do that? I want to start with Lady Shelley. How important is it for the pastor's wife, the first lady, to to be Shelley and not just Pastor Quentin's wife?
Very important.
And so, and how important is it, and how do you do that? How do you maintain that?
Well, it is, like I said before, it's very, very important that you do maintain your own identity, because that's when people can see who you are. You got to be real with them. Just be who you are. Because some people like you, some people won't. You can't make everybody like you.
You mean
So
everybody don't like the first lady?
be yourself, and your husband, they've established themselves. They love the pastor.
Right.
They love the pastor. So it's important for his wife to maintain her own identity, but in accordance with her husband too, not separate. Everything is always together because they're watching everything you do. They're watching you when you don't know. They're always watching you, so you can't argue. You can't be like getting mad or coming to church or something. They're gonna be looking. They're like, "Oh, wonder what's wrong." It's her and the pastor must be arguing.
Right.
So
right. Very good. Very
really
good. Very good. I want to co-pastor Kim and then Carmela, same question. How important it is, and how do you maintain your own identity?
That's a really good question, because I think early on, we've been in ministry now, almost 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And early on, I remember when I first got married to my husband, there was a little girl in the church. We were at his dad's church at that time. And she and her mom walked up to me, and her mom said, "Hi, Mrs. William." Now, our last name is not William.
Right.
Our last name is Irvin. And so she said, "Hi, Mrs. William." And I was, kind of taken aback, but I didn't say anything. I was, refreshed back then. And her daughter was just about eight years old. And her daughter said, "Her name isn't Mrs. Williams. She has her own name. Her name is Kim." And I said, "That's right. That's my name." And I think from that moment on, I knew that I had to establish myself outside of just, when I say this is in no disrespect, but
right.
just being the pastor's wife, that
right.
I had to establish who I am, and that I have different interests outside of him as my husband. I have different interests outside of the church. I have things that I like to do and that are unique to me. So I'm like First Lady Shelley. I think it's extremely important that we do that, because I have a unique situation where I live with my mother-in-law lives with us, and I can see not that it's a bad thing,
right.
but I can see when you don't have anything else, no other interest outside of the church, your husband, your family, it's like you have nothing.
Right.
When all those things are done. And
right.
so that became very a very powerful image for me. And I said, I have to make sure that I'm doing other things, that I have other interests, and I'm establishing who I am. So if something happens to William Todd Irvin or Church One, I can still stand up and say, "Hey, but Kim is here."
Okay. Very good. Very good. Lady Carmela, same question.
Yeah. So for me, I have to say, the way I was brought up, and like I said before we went live, I'm from Los Angeles, graduated from Locke High School, and oh yeah, absolutely.
Excuse me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and Dwayne, Dr. Shig, you know, because I worked with your wife many
Right.
years ago. And so the way I was brought up, I was always taught to be myself.
Hmm.
And that's one thing about my daddy that I have very, very fond memories of. Be myself and never be afraid to stand alone for what you believe in.
Okay.
And so I didn't have to do anything different. Now, maybe the saints had to do something different.
God.
But I am myself. I'm myself in the pulpit. I'm myself working with my clients. This is just who I am. And so I have to be myself. And I've had so much practice being myself now, I can't be anybody else. At this point, it's too late.
Right.
So I'm very comfortable being myself, and I'm okay with that. I think that oftentimes different churches, of course, have different paradigms of what the first lady is and is supposed to be, and how she's supposed to dress and look and all of that. And I think it's a good thing that our uniqueness is able to come through and shine through, because many of us are not just trophy wives. We have skills, we have talents, we have abilities and capabilities that could mirror our husbands, or could be totally different.
Right.
Could be totally different. Yeah. So
I like that. I like that. That is powerful. Lady Trudy, same question. And if you could, just maybe give an example of something that you may do to shine the light on your identity, so that people know you're Trudy. You're not just Mrs. Clay, if that makes sense.
Okay. Well, can I back up a little bit?
Sure.
Since I'm new to this, married 4 years now. I married to a pastor who was already established and has been pastoring for 18 years. And he's been in ministry for 40 years. So he's traditional and I'm a little non-traditional. So,
what church you say you come from?
Church One. So before we got married, we did a lot of talking about his expectations of me and my expectations of being a first lady. Because I would, if you had asked me, I would have never thought that would be my title or, subtitle, whatever. So because I'm non-traditional, or I think I can, we're do things a little different than traditional.
Right.
We had to talk about that because, I'm used to wearing jeans and t-shirt and tennis shoes. And he was used to the suit, the first lady in the suit and dresses and all the other stuff. And I said, that's not me. I can't be that. We're going to do this, I have to be me. Right. And he was like, I want you to be you.
That's good.
So, and he didn't expect me to come to the church knowing my background, all the things that I did. He said, no, you don't have to come in doing all that stuff. I need you just to be a member and be my wife and take care of me.
Wow. That's good. You got a good husband.
I do.
I don't even know him. I've never met him, but I know he's a good dude.
And so it made it easier for me going into an established church. And not having to be the the first lady or be any different. Just come in being me, and not having to, right away start doing things. That's not how I was brought up. But
that seems hard coming in,
It was scary.
That's harder, I think.
It was very scary.
Yeah.
When, that first Sunday I went to church and nobody knew who I was. Well, yeah, church, and like, who is she and why is she with the pastor? And
wow. Yeah.
And all my family's in California, so I was new to Vegas.
Oh, I know the feeling.
But it all worked out. I was received well. They loved me. They loved on me.
Right.
Yeah.
They made me feel comfortable, and I was able to be Trudy. I didn't have to be anything other than that. And then it made me easy. It made it easier for me to take on the role as the first lady of the church,
Okay.
because they made it comfortable for me. I didn't have to go in demanding respect or demanding them to love me. They just loved me immediately. So I think that was the blessing of it all.
Blessing. It is.
That's great. That's great. I
Mhm.
want to ask you, how do you all, we're going to do some of you before, and then I've got to take a commercial break, but how do you separate being at church, and because right now everybody's at home, but some people are still doing church at church. How do you separate being at church and then being at home? Because at church, he's casting demons out, but at home he's taking the trash out. And so how do you separate that so that we're not church at home, we're not home at church? When I was pastoring, at one time when I was pastoring, my wife and I, we just had an agreement. After a certain time of night, I don't talk about church stuff. And so that was just something that we worked out. So 10 o'clock, I'm not talking about pastor stuff no more. I'm Dwayne, I'm whatever she called me. But how do you make that distinction between okay, that was at church, now we at home? And so I'm gonna start with co-pastor Kim. How do you, if you do, I might be assuming something that's not there. If you do, how do you do that? And do you think it's a good idea to do that?
Okay.
I know that's a
Yes,
lot.
we do. First of all, absolutely and positively. I'll tell you a little quick story. So we had a group of pastors that Bishop would have just like a little fellowship with after our first Sunday evening service, and it was kind of like a mentoring type thing. And so I remember there was a pastor there, and he was really excited about being a pastor and all that. And I remember him saying, yeah, you have to have the people respect you and and call you by, your title pastor. He's like, I even have my children call me pastor at home. And I said, hold up.
Right.
I said, I don't really say a whole lot during these meetings, but I will speak up on this. I said, when you are home, when you are at church, when you're at the grocery store, when you're at back to school night, you are dad. Your dad, your daddy. Your children should not be calling you pastor when you're at home, your dad, because they need I feel like my home is my safe haven, and it's my soft place to land. So when we're in church and we're doing ministry and we're casting out the demons and we're teaching and we're preaching and we're singing and we're helping people, ministering and praying and doing all that, that you give a lot of yourself. So when you come home, then you need to just let all that go. And not that you're not still that person, but
Right.
you need to have a place where you can just be who you are. And it's not that who you are at home is a whole lot different than who you are at church, but the responsibility of being whatever it is that you're being at the church during that time, you need to be able to let go of that so that you can refuel yourself, so that you can relax, so that you can enjoy your family.
Wow.
Enjoy, you and your husband enjoy each other. We're not singing Jesus keep you at the cross, at certain times. It might be some Luther playing in the background.
Hello.
So,
No.
hello, no,
Yes.
we are not the co-pastor and the bishop when we walk in the door, and that's just the way it's always been. We've been in ministry, like I said, almost 30 years, and it's just always been that way. We've made it a point to make sure that when we come here, this is home. This
Right.
is Kim, this is William, this is mommy and daddy, this is big sister, uncle, auntie, all of that.
Very good. Very good. I want to get the rest of you all's view on that. I got to do this commercial, pay the bills right quick, and we're going to do that. Then we're going to come right back. We are grateful for our sponsors, one of them being the book, The Modern Day Jabez. The author says that I threw the rules out the window. I was doing a play-by-play in my head of how my life was going to go. No more pain for me, she said. She told herself when she has children, they will never feel what she felt. She would protect them at all costs. Little did she realize that she was planning a life, a marriage, and parenting without God. The Modern Day Jabez, Shattered but Redeemed by Paula Kendrick. You can get your copy at livingwatersbooks.org. livingwatersbooks.org. The Modern Day Jabez, Shattered but Redeemed. One of our sponsors, also an author, a book called The Mask Behind the Mask by author Sheena Gordine. It motivates you to look inside your mask and know that it's okay to cry, be sad, be mad, and love who you are through it all. We wear many masks to cover our flaws or imperfections, but there's another mask that we still hide behind so that others don't see it. Remember, it's okay to love all of you, including the imperfections that we try to hide from. This book of poetry will inspire you to embrace the real you and be strong through all things. The Mask Behind the Mask by Sheena Gordine. Get your copy at Amazon.com. And those of you who follow our show, you know we talk to authors, entrepreneurs, and business people. So if you have a book, a business, a product, a project that you want to talk about, you want to promote, you can be a guest on the Encouragement Show. Contact us at drshig@gmail.com, drshig@gmail.com. And our show is partially brought to you by my book, How to Be a Good Preacher, Becoming a Workman That's Not Ashamed. There's a chapter here called Follow Directions, and all the pastors said, amen. Follow Directions, Preparing the Message and the Messenger. And there's a chapter here called How to Support Your Pastor by What You Say, What You Show, and What You Sow. So you can get your copy of this book at Amazon.com. If you can't remember the name of the book, just go to the browser, put in Shig, and you won't get lost because there's only 3 people on there with that name, me, my brother, and my cousin. So you'll be able to find us. And so you can even buy some of their stuff, and I won't be mad at you. So contact us if you want to be on the show, drshig@gmail.com. Great. We thank you. We thank you for watching. If you're just tuning in, we are talking to First Lady Carmela Richardson of the Bethlehem Temple of Praise in Michigan, co-pastor Kimberly Irvin of Church One in Long Beach, California, Shelley Oden of the Tridestone Baptist Church in Carson, California, and Lady Trudy Clay of the Greater Fellowship Christian Church in Las Vegas, Nevada. And we thank you for being with us. We are asking you the question right now: how important is it to have the separation of church and home? And how do you do that? I want to go with Miss Carmela to answer that question.
Well, we how do we do it? We do it. We're much better at it now, 28 years later, than we were at the beginning. I'm a social worker now, as I put in my bio, and I don't do a good job of leaving the work at work. Personally, I don't do a good job at that, but
Okay.
we're able to do it. You know my husband, and because of his makeup, I think that helps. I'm the extrovert, he's the introvert. And so when we come home from church, typically I get on the phone or watch a movie or whatever, and he gets on his computer or on his tablet, whatever. And so we don't talk about things. And when the kids were small, of course, they're both adults now, but we made it a point not to talk about the saints, not to talk about the saints in front of them, period.
Right.
Because we did not want them to be tainted in their relationship with the Lord. And we felt that, the saints will be the saints.
Right.
And we don't have to talk about them outside of church. in front of the kids. Not that we didn't talk about what was going on, but we definitely didn't do it in front of them. And so I think that really helped us, even as they got older, to separate it. And when we drive off the parking lot, we're done. We're done with it. Yeah. Now, I will say this. There have been incidents where there were major things going on. One of them, we went on a trip, and it took Jeff a while to decompress. It did. But that's a whole long story that I don't want to get into. But we took a 7-day cruise, and it was a couple of days before he could really decompress. And thankfully, the church was trying to reach us on the cruise and couldn't. God good. God is so good. Wait till we got back. Yeah, seriously.
Okay.
Because we couldn't fix it out on the ship. What could we do?
Right.
There was a problem. It just had to wait till we got back, you know. And so we took one vacation with a group of saints, and we told God and some responsible people, we will never do that again. And we did.
All right. Very good. I want to read this response from one of our viewers. Trudy, your daughter, we were talking about this. She said, good point. The family needs dad, husband at home, because outside of that, they already have to share you with everyone else. And I think that was kind of lining up with co-pastor's point. We're already sharing you. And so we need to have that separation. I want to get the viewpoint of Lady Shelley and Trudy about, you know, separating home from church. And is there something significant that you do to make that noticeable, to make that definite? Lady Shelley.
You know, my situation is a little different because at church, I mean, because we're so non-traditional, you know, we're very relaxed there. Right. Everybody at the church knows Pastor loves jazz. Everybody at the church knows that Pastor loves football or whatever. Right. Like it's not a lot of separation. There has to be a separation between the ministry and the people. That's a given, because, you know, just out of the respect. Okay. He and I both get plenty of respect from our church. It's just so much respect there. But they know that if we give Pastor his 60th birthday party at the church, we're playing Earth, Wind, and Fire, and like you said, we're playing all the music. It's a party. They know we're not trying to be somebody different when we're not at church. What they see at church is what we are at home. So I not really like a lot of separation there as far as what they see in us, because all of the young people in our church call Pastor Pop Pop, and they call me Gigi, and my grandkids call me Gigi, and I have like all the kids there call me Gigi because it's like they're cousins. They're like they treat each other like cousins, I guess, because they grew up together or whatever. Right. They know that it's what they see at church in us, and of course we do have our private time, you know, together, but what they see and what we like, our interests and everything, they already know about, and some of them share them. Dr. Shig, you know, a lot of them, the ministers there, or ministry staff is just awesome. We go to concerts together, you know, we go to we've gone on cruises together too. But we like this gospel concert. This gospel concert you're talking about, right? I'm sorry, can you say it again?
These are gospel concerts you're talking about.
Oh no. I'm talking about jazz concerts, you know. Hey, we go to jazz concerts. If somebody finds out, and we're all old school too, like if somebody finds out that the Temptations, even though it's only one, Otis is the only one, but that a concert in town, we're like, you guys want to go? You want to go? Okay. So we all get together, and we plan it, and we go. And our kids make fun of us because we're so old school. We put our white linen on, and we go to white linen parties, you know. They tease us about that, but
that's good. You have to have that.
Well,
you have to have that. That's very good.
You gotta have that, you know.
Right.
And,
How do
So
you
I
do
don't know, we do end up talking about church a little bit too much sometimes. My daughter makes a joke because like we're talking about church again, but it's like we live it.
Right.
Especially with
Right.
the music, with them producing the music and writing, it's always a lot of talk at
I want
home
to
about that.
I want to get to that later on when we talk about the studio you all have in the church. Want to talk about that, Lady Trudy. Same thing. How do you make that separation from church and home? Your lady play at church and your whatever your husband calls you when you're at home. Is it necessary to? It's significant to make that distinction sometimes, isn't it?
Oh, yes. Well, my husband doesn't have a problem putting his phone, in the room, and or on vibrate.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, once we have established that protocol, because my husband's a working pastor. So
Okay.
most times, people know his hours. So we have an assistant pastor who funnels a lot of stuff. And the ministry knows they need to go to him first, and then let him funnel it to the pastor. So we don't get a lot of people calling us or invading our personal time. So I'm blessed again. And we just do us. When we're home, we're home. Last Sunday, my husband is doing a 40-year series in ministry, and last year the grandbabies were his special guests.
Okay.
And so one of the questions was, one of their response was, we like being. No, the question was, how does it feel to be a pastor's grandchild? And so they was like, well, we like it, but we love it more when we come home and you spend time with us and you play with us. You do stuff with us.
Right.
So they know, Downpaw is pastor at church, but when we come home, it's Downpaw, and we get to have fun. So
Right.
So they know the difference.
Okay. Kind of connected question to that, and you may not, this may not be your situation personally, probably not, but what do you do to make sure, or how do you continue to listen and respect the pastor when you're upset with your husband? And now I know that probably rarely happens because, these are such great guys. So, and you probably have to, don't look at me like that, pastor. When you have to, use, your imagination, but, and I doubt if it ever happens, but for the young pastors' wives that are watching, how do you do that so that you still listen and hear the word of the pastor that day? But, you and your husband might have had what my friend Steve West would call intense fellowship. Steve West, we knew him when he passed away, but your discussions, and so I know it doesn't happen, but Miss Carmela, how do you do that? I'm still listening to the sermon, but from the pastor, but I'm mad at my husband right now, or upset.
Yeah, we don't really have. We don't have a lot of. 34 years we've been married. This past August, so we don't really have. We have disagreements.
Right. Well, that too.
On Sunday mornings, we don't have discussions that would warrant disagreements.
Good.
We don't. And we didn't plan it that way. We just don't. The biggest thing is I'm rushing Jeff. Let's go. It's time to go. That's the biggest disagreement. Me and the kids will go sit in the car and wait for him, because conversely to what people think, they say women are always late. My husband tends to run late.
Not my friend Jeffrey. No, not my friend Jeffrey.
Yeah. You don't remember? Oh yeah, run late. And so that's the only thing. And so I stopped getting aggravated. But I do think, have we ever had disagreements and then go to church? Absolutely. But I think that it's a separate thing, because the word that the Lord gives the man or woman of God, to me, is separate in many ways from their personality. And when I say that, I'm saying God is using them, and not to be real spiritual, when they're up under the anointing, God is using them, and I want to be fed as well. And so I don't really have a problem separating.
Very good. Very good.
No.
Very good. Miss Shelley, same question.
Excuse me. I'm sorry. Oh no, I've been married for 30. It'll be 39 years in October on the 10th, and it's like But I mean, I've gotten mad at him for things, and when I get mad, I do make it a point. I'm very patient. I've been married like my sister was married for 34 years. When I'm very patient. If I'm mad about something on Wednesday, I might bring it up. But if Saturday night rolls around and it's not resolved, I don't bring it up. I wait.
Okay.
I wait. I even wait. I do not argue with him on Saturday night, Sunday morning. No, not even Sunday afternoon. But when Monday come around, I'm bringing it up again.
Wait for Monday.
I just wait. And so I won't forget. If I have to write it down, I won't forget to bring it back up. If so no, but
we're gonna talk about this.
Yeah, if it's an issue I want to bring
He's
up,
gonna get it on Monday.
because I know he got to bring the words. I do respect him. He is an anointed man of God.
Right.
But God is really speaking through him. I do not want to get in the way of that. I do not want God to be mad at me. So I wait till Monday. After the sermon, when the anointing fell and he's already taking his shower, he's ready for his nap. He have some chicken after church or whatever, and he's ready to take his nap. I still give him all day Sunday. But when Monday comes around,
okay,
I'm gonna bring it back up. If it's still important to me, I'm gonna bring it back up.
Miss Trudy, same question, and I want to close out the question with co-pastor Kim.
Well, I'm still a newlywed, so
I'm sorry, Trudy. My friend Jeffrey said this is not about me.
Oh Lord.
My friend Jeffrey. So I'm gonna stick up for my friend Jeffrey.
Oh,
okay, Trudy, I'm sorry.
So I was saying I'm still a newlywed, and
right.
The arguments are not there. I mean,
disagreements or whatever. That's good. If it's not, even better.
Yeah, I mean, it's been, when I know he's intense about things or whatever, I try to make it easy for him, especially on Sundays, because sometimes when I'm learning his moods and his the way he go around about things. And so on certain Sundays, I know he's really struggling with something that I just know to say, let me be quiet. Let me, just be supportive, start praying. Because he's not in his usual self, because he's dealing with his sermon or whatever, or something's on his mind. So that would be the only thing, not to get in my own feelings when that happens. Thinking he's upset or something, but learning his behavior on Sunday, especially on Sunday. So just trying not to say, no, you need to talk to me. I need my time too. Just knowing that time he's going through getting ready for the service.
Okay. Co-pastor, close out this question. Same question. How do you do that if that comes? I doubt if it ever comes up, but if it does.
I think because from the beginning, we got married June 8th. He preached his first sermon June 9th.
Okay.
So from the time I was a wife, I was a minister's wife. Okay. So it's been like the norm. So when I know that from the beginning, Saturday was like shutdown day. And then Sunday morning, it was almost like in the beginning, we didn't even talk. The children didn't talk. We didn't talk. Nobody said anything. But I think like the other two ladies who have been married for a great length of time, we've been married for so long and we know each other's triggers. We know the different things that may cause each other to get angry, that we just try to avoid those things. And if I
Good.
feel like it's something in me just wants to go there, I think I'm mature enough to pull back. And like my friend Shelly says, wait till Monday, or wait after church on Sunday.
Right.
And I really try not to do that. I really try to weigh it out. Is this really worth it? I mean, is this worth getting into an argument about? Is this something I can solve, take care of myself? Or is this something that we need to like have one of those really good conversations about and work it out? So we really don't have that time
Very
where
good.
I'm angry with him. It maybe happened once or twice, but that was like a different season in our life. But
Right.
for the most
Right.
part, it doesn't happen.
Very good, very good. We've got two questions, and from the people on, and I wanted to get into a question I had, but I'm going to ask one of these questions before I get into mine. How do you keep your first lady composure when you need to be a protective wife in a church environment?
Oh Lord.
Okay, and now I'm going to ask. I've got two more questions I would like to get to because they're going to help somebody. But this one, so can you kind of, give me the Reader's Digest version? I want to go to some veterans. So I'm going to ask co-pastor to go with that one, and then I'll ask somebody else. So, how do you keep your first lady composure when you need to be a protective wife in a church environment?
Well, I always try to keep it classy.
Uh-huh.
But through the years, I have learned how to, I've become more outspoken. I put that out there like that. I become more outspoken, but I'm respectful. I don't clown people. And I really try to take people's thoughts and feelings into consideration when it comes to my husband. I think most people know that I don't play when it comes to my husband, my family. And so I think the biggest thing is just maintain who I am, while maybe lightweight checking someone.
Lightweight checking. I like that. Very diplomatic, Cole. I got to learn how to do that. Lightweight checking someone. See the way she phrased that? Lightweight checking someone. Carmela, I'm going to ask you the same question. The question was
just lightweight.
just lightweight. How do you keep your first lady composure when you need to be a protective wife in a church environment?
Well, early on, I didn't pass that test so well.
Okay.
The score wasn't that high. When I came from LA to Cleveland, I still had a lot of South Central in me. And so I was tested regularly. But over the years, I have mellowed a lot. In fact, I used to call my mother and say, I don't have the temperament. This is not me. I don't feel like I'm supposed to be a pastor's wife. And so she would encourage me and help me lick my wounds. And so I learned over time. I've always been an outspoken person. And so my issue wasn't to speak up. My issue was more to shut up. So I do that. And sometimes I didn't do a good job. I have confronted some of the saints. I heard them talking about Jeff. I have confronted them right on the spot. They weren't talking to me, but yes, I have. I'll just be honest. And then there were times that I just prayed and asked God, and He did help me to let it go. Really, He did. He really did. And this was early on. Now we don't have those issues. I don't believe the people that we pastor now do that. But when we first went to Cleveland, we were 28. And so I think they thought that they were going to mold him particularly. And it was a very interesting dynamic.
Very interesting dynamic.
Very
I like your choice of words. I'm going to move on. Because I've got some good stuff I want to get into. I want to ask you all. I'm going to start with Lady Shelley. What do you do what do you do in downtime? What do you do to chill? What do you, I mean, what, hobbies do you have that you like to do, to be Shelley and not First Lady Oden, in your chill time, hobbies, or anything of that nature?
Well, right now, well, I used to paint. You know that, Dwayne. I used to be an artist.
Right.
I used to sell my paintings and things like that. Everybody's getting on my case. They want me to get back into it, but I have to be. It's like writer's block. You're a writer.
Right.
You have to feel it to want to do it. But as far as my downtime now, my husband, he loves to listen to music. I like to watch movies. So we have our separate time apart in the same house, but then we have our together time too. So if he's watching the Lakers or something, I'm watching a movie. But then after that, we'll get together and we'll listen to music, or we'll get together and we'll watch a movie together. But as far as downtime, I just like it to be quiet. Before they started talking about man caves and things like that, Pastor always had a quiet room. We call it the quiet room because we had four kids, and that used to be the room where we would go to listen to music, turn the lights down, listen to music, and just chill out. Kids are in the bed. And right now we still have the quiet room. And that's, we go there. Sometimes I go there by myself. Sometimes he goes there by himself. But you need some downtime together, but you also need some downtime apart too. And that's nothing. I have a very strong, healthy marriage, but it's just that sometimes you just need to have your little
own time.
Right.
Exactly. Very good. Very good. Awesome painter. Those are watching that have been to my house. Co-pastor, I don't know if you remember the picture used to hang in the living room. It was a picture of a dancer in the purple dress with the braids and stuff like that. It used to hang in my living room. She's the one that painted that picture. And
very nice.
Oh, thank you.
She's gonna hang in the living room where Cheryl skated and put it in her office. And so, very, 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 very good picture. Lady Clay, your chill time, hobbies, what do you do?
Sleep. I've been doing a lot of DIYing lately. We purchased a home, and so trying to make it personal. So instead of spending extra money, I've been being more creative, making things out of, watching videos to try to make enhance some of the things I have already.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I've been doing. Then the graphic arts, I like to do that in my spare time. Haven't been doing as much, but that's some of the things I like to do.
Very good. Very good. Co-pastor, same question, and then Pastor Carm, if you would close that question out after Co-pastor Kim. Habits, hobbies, chill, downtime. What do you got?
Okay. So I'm a lot like Lady Shelley. I like to just curl up in my bed and just watch. I'm a binge watcher. If I find something really, really good, I'll binge. I will watch it all day long until it ends. And that's my me time, just to chill out. And then as far as me and my husband, after 35 years, we really do like each other. So we tend to sneak out and we just hang out. We don't tell nobody we're leaving. We just leave. And it's not a whole lot of places we can go now, but the places that we can go, we just go, we hang out, and we just do us. And that's how we just wind down, chill, special.
That's good. That's good. Pastor Carmela, same thing. Hobbies, chill.
Hobbies. So I lead a line dance class I absolutely love.
Oh,
And no, it's not to gospel music.
Wow.
But of course, now, we have to be socially distanced and all that. So I love that. I love it. It's 15 of us get together every Friday from 6:30 to about 8:30, and we dance, and it's great. I love to shop. Love to shop. I don't know if shopping is a hobby. I love to shop.
It's therapy. That's what it is.
Yeah, I'm telling you, all occasions, stores. I like high end, low end. I don't care how many people are there. Oh, it's so many people there. I couldn't care less. If I want to go, I want to go. But I've gotten more. I'm baking more now and cooking more. Yeah, since the pandemic. So I've added to my baking and all of that. So I do things. Jeff and I love to go to comedy shows, concerts. In fact, I don't know, co-pastor, if you have heard of Long Beach Children of Christ, but that was my husband's choir when we were co-pastor Kim.
Say that again.
Long Beach Children of Christ. It's been quite a few years ago, but anyway, that was his choir. He played for that choir.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, we love music. And so, we go to concerts and the Brian Cuthbertson and Michael McDonald and the old school, like you said. And,
very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Want to give you a compliment, Lady Shelley. One of our friends, our church members that was over our house, she just put in, she said, I just saw that picture recently. It's beautiful. Talking about the picture that you painted. Now we've had that picture, I don't know how long we've had that picture, 25 years, 20 years, something like that.
That picture was painted probably back in 98.
Oh, okay, yeah. And so very, very, very beautiful. I want to give you all some time. I'm going a little bit over. I'm going to give you all some time. Someone asked this question: what advice would you give to someone new to being a first lady? So I want to ask everyone to close out with that. Why are you laughing, Trudy? I want everybody to close out. If you can give me, the funeral 2 minutes. But before we answer that question, I want each of you, if you have something that you want to promote, I want to give you the opportunity to do that. I know Pastor Carmela, Pastor Jeff has his own business, and so those that may be in the Detroit area, tell us about that real quick.
It's Richardson Janitorial Services, and right now he's specializing in sanitizing and disinfecting churches. It could be mortuaries or funeral homes and so forth. Commercial cleaning, though, is what we do. Commercial cleaning, yes.
If someone wants to contact you all about that, how can they reach you?
They can reach me. His number, 216-215-8522. That's my number. And his number is 216-215-8524. Richardson Janitorial Services. And yes, we do all commercial cleanings. No job is too small or too large. Great.
Co-pastor, would you like to tell people about 10-minute tips?
Yes. I have a show on Facebook. It's also on YouTube. It's called 10-minute tips for your relationships. 10 minutes. And I talk about relationships in all aspects. I love marriage. I love relationships. Sometimes I talk about mother-daughter, mother-son, friendships, just all types of relationships. And so that comes on Facebook, probably 8 o'clock on Thursday mornings. I also have it's called a TMT group on Facebook, where you can just go in that group. You can ask to be added to the group, and you can just go through all the different episodes played on Facebook.
Okay, very good. Lady Shelley, you all have some new music out at Tri-Stone, don't you?
We have a new music video out from Tri-Stone. It's called Heaven. You guys can check it out. It's on YouTube. and I think it's on a lot of those music stations. What is it?
Put it in.
Music or something, or
Have your daughter put it in the comments.
Google Play, yeah, Google Play, and you know, you can check it out. It's called Heaven. It's a music video. It's about we're all just trying to get to heaven. So you know, you guys check that out. And as far as a tip, if I can give a tip to our new pastor's wife, Sister Trudy, I'd like to tell her that this is something that my husband always quotes from his pastor, late Pastor Bowie. If you love the people, you can teach the people. And if you can teach the people, you can lead the people. So always remember that. And one practical thing, I know it's tradition, but you got to sit in the front. I always sit on the second row. You got to sit in the front because you got to be able to communicate with your husband. That's something an old pastor's wife told me a long time ago, that I held on to that one because it's true. If anything's going on, you know, even if his fly is unzipped or something, you got to tell him.
Right.
You're not going to tell him. They're going to be scared to tell him. But if you're sitting there on the second row or third row, whatever, you get to give that look, and he'll see your look, and you communicate with him. It'll help him.
Very good. Very good. Okay, so we're going to go to Lady Trudy. If you have something or event or something that you, of your church or of your person that you want to promote, do that. But also, although you are the new person, there's somebody newer than you. So if you have a piece of advice for First Ladies that you'd like to give.
I'm just going to promote our church, Greater Fellowship Christian Church. We are now doing all our services online, 10 a.m. on Sundays, and our Bible studies are Wednesday night at 6 p.m. As a new, let me see a tip. Just be you. Ministry, let me see. I love people. I love what I do. I love ministry. I love God's people. And just be genuine. Don't try to be someone you're not.
Be genuine. I like that.
And when you try to do other people, it always fails. So if you just remain to be you, you don't have to worry about who I got to be today.
Okay.
Because you're always the same if you just be you. So
I like it. Just be you. You don't have to worry about who I have to be today.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
The link for the video is in the comment section, so you can get that, and information about 10-minute tips is in the comment section also. And so we're going to go to Lady Carmela.
Yes.
Advice real quick for somebody new to being a pastor's wife, First Lady. This was a question that was posed by one of our viewers, and so give them one piece of advice, and then I'm gonna have co-pastor close it out with that advice.
I would also say, if you don't have an identity, find something that you like that's separate from the church. Just like Lady Shelley paints and does concerts, find something and retain your own identity. You don't have to merge in with your husband and try to be a duplicate or a replica of him.
Wow. I like that. Wow. Co-pastor, help somebody. Wow. Co-pastor,
First Lady, if you are going to make it as a First Lady, you got to have your own prayer life, and you got to know the word of God for yourself. And if you do those things, you love God, you love your family, your husband, your family, and you love God's people, you'll be successful.
thank you so much. Thank you so much. So understanding all that has just been said, I want to take the time. We're going to close out because I'm already 9-10 minutes over my time. But you can do that when you own the show. So I'm thankful for that. And so, but to all of you, Lady Carmela, Co-Pastor Kim, Trudy, Lady Trudy, Lady Shelley, I want to say thank you. My grandfather, the late Mr. Bing Shig, he would say people don't have to be nice, and when they are, you ought to say thank you. So to each of you, I want to say thank you because you could have been doing something else, and all of you are busy people, and I want to say thank you to you. I want to say thank you to your husbands also for not having a problem with you all coming on here and talking with me and talking with the world. So I greatly appreciate that. I want you all to hang on after we close the show. Hang on for a second. You've been watching the Encouragement Show. We've been talking to these fabulous women of God, and I trust that something was said that encouraged you, that helped you. If you are a first lady, if you are a pastor, I'm trusting that something was said that helped you with your wife. And to the church members, I'm trusting that something was said that helped you to be better to your pastor and first lady. You can follow me on Instagram at EncourageMINT, the letter N, EncourageMINT. You can watch some of our videos on my Facebook page, my encouragement videos, Facebook page, Your EncourageMINT, MINT, on YouTube under Dwayne Shigg or the Encouragement. And I want to say thank you all for watching. Thank you for being with us. Continue to support the Encouragement Show. You can, if you want to be a guest on here to talk about your business, contact us at drshigg@gmail.com, drshigg@gmail.com. And in closing, I want you to know that your dream is doable. So go get it. Stay encouraged and you be blessed. Thank you so much.